Good morning. My name is Zoe Bundy, and I'm the CEO of Brainy Ladies. Brainy Ladies is a website, a brand, and a dream. My dream is to inspire young women to follow their dreams in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. I'm doing this through public speaking, social media campaigns, and maintaining the Brainy Ladies website at brainyladies.net. I want to invite you on a journey with me. For just a moment, close your eyes. With your eyes closed, what comes to mind when I say the word engineer? You can open your eyes. Now be honest, how many of you thought of a dude sitting behind a computer? Anybody? Anybody think of a male? By a show of hands? All right, you're not alone. If you put your hand up, you can put your hand down. According to Society of Mechanical Engineers, 14% of engineers in the USA are women. It makes sense you thought of a man. Some of the biggest challenges we face in inspiring young girls in STEM are the stereotypes surrounding STEM. Too many girls think careers in STEM is just for boys. I want to change that. 629-1. 2 years ago, when I was in 6th grade, I joined the Tech Leaders group in my school, a group made for kids like me who wanted to learn more about technology, how we use it, why we use it, stuff like that. There were 30 kids in that group, 29 boys and me. 723. Last year in 7th grade, I joined the Science Olympiad team, a team of 6th through 8th graders promoting science and competition. Out of 20 members, 3 girls. 843. This year, I'm in 8th grade and joined the Lego robotics team. Out of 2 teams, a morning team and an afternoon team, 40 kids, 37 boys and 3 girls. It's not just some statistics somewhere out there. It's happening in my own middle school. As you may know, I don't like to sit still. I'm pretty active. Last year, I joined the Young Entrepreneurs Academy put on by our local Chamber of Commerce. I wanted to learn more about entrepreneurship and put my ideas into action. During the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, I began to realize I can make a difference in changing stereotypes surrounding women and girls in STEM. Brainy Ladies was born. Through education, speaking, and writing, I hope to inspire more young women to believe in themselves and pursue their dreams in these fields where many of the recognized heroes are men. So we've all heard, Houston, we have a problem, right? But how many of us have heard Katherine Johnson solve that problem? A woman solved that problem as soon as it was called in. So let's think about it this way now. Houston, we have a problem, and Katherine Johnson solved it. Did you know that 24% of careers in STEM are filled by women? 14% of America's engineers are women. 11% of space explorers have been women. Y'all, I was born in Texas and am growing up in North Dakota. Can I get an oofta? There's a serious gender gap in STEM careers today. My mentor, Betty, has dedicated her life to making an impact by raising up a generation of young women to code through her nonprofit, You Code Girl. Check it out sometime. Can you imagine how uncomfortable it must be for many women who are the only woman in a room full of men? You can easily start to feel like you don't belong when you're the only one. This isn't just true in STEM, but in all of life. In a group made up of all the same kind of people, when you're not like everyone else, it's easy for the others to second-guess your ideas or have others question your decisions just because you look different. Take time to notice the Brainy Ladies. You may be surprised to find they're all around you. It's all of our jobs to look for the person who doesn't seem to be like everyone else and do our part to welcome them in. This is why I love finding Brainy Ladies who are making an impact. Last year, I started emailing a bunch of these women, and they write back to me and share their stories. It's so fun to highlight these heroes for other girls to look up to. I learned this summer about the gender gap and pay difference. Did you know that for many of the people my grandma's age and older, they made half of what a man made doing the exact same job? This summer at TEDx, Governor Burgum shared how his mom earned almost half of what the men in her career were earning. Through tears, he shared how this couldn't be the case in 2018, but it is. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shared in 2017 that women make on average 80% of what their male counterparts make. We need to keep working on closing the gender gap in STEM. And if you find a brainy lady who wants to tell her story, let me know. One of the ways I like thinking about STEM is through humor. I love reading STEM jokes on the internet and anywhere else. If you know my dad, you know he likes puns, and he's a dad, and he likes humor. What he doesn't know is that I'm way funnier than he is. For example, did you know that an opinion without pie is just an onion? Maybe you like to hunt like me. Did you hear about the 3 who went hunting recently? A biologist, a chemist, and a statistician are out hunting. The biologist shoots at the deer and misses 5 feet to the left. The chemist shoots at the same deer and misses 5 feet to the right. The statistician shouts, "We got him!" There's a band called 1023 Megabytes. They haven't gotten any gigs, though. You probably heard that an optimist always sees the glass half full and the pessimist always sees the glass half empty. But have you heard that the engineer sees the glass as twice the size it needs to be? Humor can also help us see our stereotypes. Next time you hear yourself telling a joke, listen for if your jokes are costing someone something. Too often, our humor and our stereotypes can lead to discouragement, doubt, and fear. Though many will say nerd, geek, or smarty pants and mean it for bad, we can turn these things into positives. I mean, algebra was the easiest for the Romans because x always equaled 10. Take time to notice and celebrate the brainy ladies around you. Last week, I was with the Emerging Prairie team and overheard this statistic. 65% of elementary students will be working in jobs that don't even exist today. That's crazy. The world is changing faster than ever before. One of the things I worry about as I talk about getting girls interested in STEM is that they will get discouraged as their interest shifts and takes on new form. We need adults in our lives to keep encouraging us when our interests do shift. You probably all have some young person in your life, nieces, nephews, sons and daughters, big brothers or big sisters. Notice and celebrate the brains in all of us. The interest shift is when you have this goal or this thing you want to get to and you are motivated for, as in, I want to be an astronaut someday, but then you think about being a software engineer instead. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. It's great. It means you are exploring new ideas, topics, and thoughts. That's awesome. When people start to worry about failing, their focus shifts and they give up way too easily. Of course, our interests are going to change. We just need people along the journey to keep encouraging us to keep going. If you are successful, you've won awards, so on and so forth. When you fall hard. A few weeks ago, I had all A's. I walked into history with an A and walked out with a B. I was so upset. I worked my butt off in that class, and I don't know how it happened. The assignment that day, I remember trying my very hardest, being so confident in my answer, and then getting an F. When I fell hard. I felt like I couldn't get up. My interest here shifts to my failure and not to my past successes and future goals and hopes. We need failure to show and prove that we are trying, because you can't have success without failure. But if you can, let me know. When we fail or when we change our minds, keep encouraging us. Everyone in this room knows some young woman today who is dreaming big dreams. Help us keep dreaming. Find the brainy lady and inspire her to keep dreaming. I'm learning that generosity goes a long way. Greg Tavain, Betty Gronberg, Sandy Piatz, Katie Ralston, Dr. Cami Lucht, and many more are all giving me a chance to share my dreams and passions with others. They're providing mentoring and leadership in my life by sharing their platforms and encouraging this young brainy lady to inspire others. I loved how Greg and his team had 3 teenagers, all women, share at recent 1 Million Cups gathering. Did you know there is a local young lady who is helping design software that will provide new resources to law enforcement so that missing kids are returned to their parents faster? Y'all should check out what Sadio is doing. Several of my classmates were recently sharing their STEM career dreams. I knew someone who knew someone, and now they're finding brainy ladies to look up to. We can all do our part. For me, I like helping others get connected, and I tell the stories of successful brainy ladies. Generosity does go a long way. I guess at the end of the day, I wanted you to know, let's change the stereotype, let's notice and celebrate the brainy ladies, and in the end, we will inspire the next generation of girls who are considering a career in STEM. Thank you.